What up, world?
What's up? What's up? It's Star Wars: The Last Jedi discussion. We look all
A little bit late, but
we're all thrilled to discuss with this topic.
I know you was when you put that rant out. Boy, boy, I kept telling the calm down.
I actually wasn't, but
He was hot.
I was really upset.
He was hot.
I was upset, and those feelings had to come out.
No.
But
Our sister enlightened me of the card ride.
oh yeah, we
at
had
your
a long,
disdain for the.
we had a long conversation.
She said it was funny. She said she was cracking up,
I wasn't.
holding no punches back, just giving it to him, huh? All right, so The Last Jedi. So clearly you had tons of dislikes for this movie. Let's start with the plot. What did you think of that? Man, if you don't, man, about to force push away.
Force push me. You ain't got no force powers.
Man, I've been under severe Jedi training
I got a great question
for the last few weeks.
I'll just leave her. I
I'm not the one to worry about her. Shit.
I got a great question for you, but I'm gonna leave it for.
No, fuck that. You can't do that. Ask your question.
No, I'm gonna leave it for
What?
towards the middle of our conversation. It's gonna lead into some. No, it's after we get through the review. All right.
This nigga. So
Welcome to Wells Brothers. We are 2 parts
of the same
family.
side. I guess. What the fuck?
We are 2 sides of a coin.
You got Dre, your boy.
The light and the dark.
Why gotta be the dark? Just because I'm a little bit darker
Because
than
you're darker than me.
Barely.
But welcome, guys. We got a great discussion for you. It's been too long. It's been long awaited. Star Wars: The Last Jedi discussion, review, discussion, spoilers.
I mean, you did give him a hell of a rant, though, brother.
Yeah, you got the rant, and now I'm kind of get the full review out because I couldn't barely talk. I was so pissed off during that rant. So.
Hey, I watched that shit.
The rant.
Hey, I watched it. It was hilarious to me, bro. I was cracking up.
I wasn't having that much fun while doing it, but
you might not have, but I had a lot of fun watching it.
I'm glad you did.
I was cracking. Look at the pure, unadulterated emotion. I was like, he's so severely serious right
That's
now.
what that movie did to me, man. That's what it did, man. It did what it did. So, The Last Jedi. Go ahead and directed by. You got it on your phone.
The director, I'm not sure. I can't remember the dude's name. His name is some bullshit. How about that? Shit.
Wow. Let's give him the backdrop of this movie. The First Order is chasing the rebellion and trying to destroy the last of them. So their ship is running out of fuel.
Wait. So, I understand they were chasing them and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But was this, like, when did they start chasing them? Like, because when the last movie, The Force Awakens, ends, they have, like, succeeded and they're no threat. So they were doing something, I don't remember what,
Once that crawl stops, you know what I'm saying, the crawl to tell you what's going on with the movie. It goes right down into the 2 ships. It just, in the crawl, it tells you, it catches you up to what's going on.
Right, but I don't remember what they said, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well.
That clearly shows you that it was not that, it did not have me invested that much.
Well, be that as it may. So, the Resistance is trying to escape the First Order. And apparently the First Order has this technology where they can track the Resistance through hyperspace.
Yes. It didn't matter if they jumped to warp speed or whatever, they were still going to be able to pursue.
Correct. So once they jump to hyperspace...
It's almost like Star Trek.
I know, it was weird. Like
the Wrath of Khan.
All of a sudden they have this new technology, again, like you said, Star Trek technology, where they can...
Not only were they able to keep up with them in warp in the Star Trek, but the niggas was gaining on them. Like, they were moving faster than them at warp speed. That doesn't even make damn sense, but whatever.
So yeah, the whole purpose of this movie was for them to get away from the First Order and disable their tracking them in hyperspace so they could get away. And of course, Rey was on the island with Luke, is where it left off from Episode 7, and she's trying to get him to join the Resistance and help out with his sister Leia. To me, that's reason enough to join, but whatever.
What, for Luke to join?
Yeah, your sister is the general of the Resistance. She's the leader.
Right.
Why would you not want to help her naturally?
Well, it was interesting because I read something where Mark Hamilton himself said that portrayal of Luke Skywalker wasn't his Luke, what he would imagine of the character he, immortalized basically,
Yeah.
and was like a lot of kids' freaking hero. He himself said basically Luke gave up, in a sense, and Luke would have never gave up.
No, he's a Jedi, a master Jedi. Those are not traits of a Jedi. We didn't leave Luke when we last left Luke. He wasn't nothing like the guy that he was in this movie, and this movie didn't give really good reasons for him to be the way that he was. So it was just really confusing.
Real quick, also you asked about the director. It's Rain Johnson, right?
Okay.
Whoever the hell he is, I think he was part of the writing team also, and if that's the case, that's tragic because from what I understand, there was 2 different writers working on the storyboard, that's probably why the movie was so, what's the word I'm looking for? It was really like, I don't want to say convoluted, but it was just really, it was too much going on. It was like, all of this shit happens in the same, imagine it's only like 12 hours that have elapsed. So what's going on is all within the same time of each other. It's just different locations that certain things are happening, which was kind of lame, to be honest with you.
Well, there was just a lot of unnecessary things going on in this movie, and the whole setup of the movie is pretty pointless.
So you did not like the writing?
No, that's really terrible writing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was pretty bad.
I mean, a 5-year-old could write better than, you know what I'm saying? Like this ship is following this ship throughout the whole. It's like a Star Trek thing. Like we're not watching Star Trek, we're watching Star Wars.
Well, okay, so the premise was they were chasing them, and the rebellion was running out of fuel.
Yeah.
So they couldn't just keep jumping to hyperspace.
They couldn't jump to hyperspace because they could track them. So
yeah, it would have been a waste.
So they come up with this plan to go on the ship.
Onto the enemy ship.
Yeah, so
the main ship, the lead ship, where Snoke was.
Yes, to blow it up, and that way they can get away.
Not to blow it up, they were going to disable the tracking device,
to blow
so that they could
have a code breaker, crack the code and they can get away. And
that's where John Boyega's character Finn came in to play, real crucial because obviously, as we know from The Force Awakens, he was part of the First Order, and he has
all he does is
deep knowledge of the way their systems work and the layout of the ship and whatnot. So
he betrays them, and it's a moot point. Like it was like a setup just to get Finn on board.
Let me ask you this:
to face off against that.
Does he
Brienne of
strike
Tarth.
you?
Finn meets this new character.
Who, Rose?
Rose, yes.
What do you think about the introduction of that character, man?
Okay, so her sister is the real introduction. Her sister has one half of that medallion.
Right.
And then Rose has the other half of the medallion, and they make one piece. So that part was pretty decent scene where
the very beginning of the movie. The very beginning.
Yeah, where the Poe's leading that squadron to destroy that dreadnought ship or whatever.
Right.
And then so
her sister was one of the bomb ships.
Yeah, one of the bombers.
Yeah, she was a bomber in the bomb ship. And if it wasn't for her ass, them niggas would have never took out the
dreadnought.
Right, and she ended up giving her life to do so.
Yes.
Which was a pretty good scene. Unfortunately, there was no character development whatsoever for her character, so it's like it was impactful, but it just lacked because you had no investment in her.
Well, we didn't even know who she was, so we didn't really feel for her, like you're saying. We couldn't feel for her. It was like, it was dramatic, sure, but it's like, all right.
It's kind of a wasted,
empty,
wasted scene
kind
almost.
of empty.
But anyway, so Rose,
help me out with this. Help me out with this real quick. So the beginning of the movie, you see Poe's starfighter, X-wing, and I'm trying to remember what his mission was to begin with, because they accomplish it, right? I think he's distracting. He's distracting the ships so that the lead resistance ship can get away.
Starts to get away.
Get away. It starts to jump to hyperspace.
And that's when they start getting chased.
And then instead of leaving with them, he stays with that bomber squadron. He tells Leia, "I'm gonna finish this. We gotta take out this dreadnought."
Despite the orders he was given.
Yeah. Okay, that's important because he disobeys her, and he goes and leads that squadron.
It was for more development for.
They were trying.
Yeah.
He leads that squadron.
Because he's like all
and that whole squadron gets wiped out, right? It gets wiped out, and most of them, like all those bombers die. And so that's kind of...
So there's like a few fighters left or whatever.
Yeah, he comes back with like a handful.
And that's the thing, when they are finished, they catch up by jumping into warp or whatever, and then shortly after that, the reinforcements for the First Order had come, and that's when they found out they had the ability to track them even through warp.
They're like, oh, they're following us.
Right. And then so at that point, that's when they basically, because their cruisers are faster, the resistance cruisers are faster, they stay just out of range of their heavy guns or whatever, and that's what the whole movie is, them staying just out of cannon
running
range.
out of fuel. This is the whole movie. Them running out of fuel. And they're shooting the shield. They're shooting the ship from behind, and the shields are holding up, but they're running out of fuel. And they got to figure out, what do we do? And so here comes Finn. Finn wakes up, and they really had this comedical thing with him in the beginning. And so he gets that tracker for Rey, right? That little tracker on his arm. He gets it from Leia.
Yeah.
Because Leia in that battle, she gets blown up.
She gets blown out the fucking ship.
Yes,
my dude.
blown out. That ship is done. People are dead, and she's floating off.
Which is some of the dumbest portrayals of physics when she got blown out that ship. Now, my only...
First of all, her body didn't go into pieces or anything. I know it's Disney and all that. But come on, your ship explodes and you're perfectly intact.
Well, the thing is I was going to say, like, if you see the scene just before the ship blows up or whatever, and they all get sucked out into the vacuum of space, like, she's all calm and focused, like she's tapping into the Force or whatever, and that's the only logical explanation that I could come up with, is that she went into some kind of Force mode before she got sucked out of the ship, because then while she's out there, there's like this particle barrier around her, and then she wakes up and forces her way back. You know, it looks like she's flying because she's using the Force to grab herself back to the ship. But that's the only thing that would make any kind of sense. Otherwise, that shit was just dumb.
Okay, let's say what you're saying. Let's go with that a little bit here. She would have to be the strongest Jedi I've ever seen.
Why? Because she focused?
Just to focus? She had to focus an explosion. You saw how big that ship was?
It was like she cocooned herself in the
Force?
energy of the Force.
She cocooned herself in the Force? Miss me, get out of here, man. Nah.
Hey,
man.
To go on further
like I said,
into the film,
what
Luke does,
she's the strongest Jedi I've ever seen.
Why she gotta do all that?
Because she's in space and she protects herself. She's able to... I've never seen nobody Force pull himself. way the hell in space like that.
Granted, they
to a ship.
exaggerated the hell out of it, and they didn't come up with any like good explanations for any of the shit you're seeing. But that's what Disney's doing with.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's so inconsistent. That's so stupid. For the first time for you to see her force powers, it's on that scale. Like really, like
I didn't really find it to be very.
It didn't compute to me, man.
Like
it wasn't
on a scale of power, I didn't think it was like up there, but I did think that it was impressive nonetheless that she got sucked into space and was able to come back. Like that was.
But we've never seen her use any force powers in any movie. And the first time we
no, that's not true. Well, she's not using any powers, but she taps into the force. Like, she feels things.
Minor. That was acceptable. Minor. Oh, I feel Luke, and she went and saved him in Empire Strikes Back when he got his hand cut off and he fell down there.
In the newer film, in The Force Awakens, she felt when Solo died.
Okay, it called back to when Luke and when she felt Han and him dying. Okay. Now all of a sudden she's so strong with the Force she can save herself from an explosion and the vacuum of space.
Well, I mean, granted, if you read the books, she does have battles.
Yes,
and
but
but they're not.
Those are no longer canon anymore.
Right, they're not going off of any of that.
I can't count that. So I'm only basing.
Well, I mean, it's as if they're using that information, that source information, and still
that's done away with. It's not.
Yeah,
canon.
but they still applied it though, so you can't.
It's not canon. It doesn't work.
Okay, but they still applied it with her though. She still did it. Like, you can't say she doesn't have experience because they didn't explain what level of the Force she's capable of using or tapping into, but yet they said that she can use the Force. So
in a book, you're saying?
No. I'm saying even if that's not canon, they allowed her to keep that ability to use the Force, even to whatever extent. So you have to accept that.
I have to accept it because they put it in the movie, the movie that is canon. I have to accept it, but I find it hard to believe and hard to swallow and hard to buy as I'm watching it. So that's
granted. I ain't mad at that.
That's where I'm at on that. So now that goes down, and she's no longer able to lead because she's in some kind of coma after that explosion.
Right.
Now they introduce a new character, that chick with the rainbow bright hair or whatever, the blue.
I can't remember what her name is. Hold on, I got it right here.
So they bring her in. And now she's the new leader of the resistance.
For the time, yeah.
Okay. Now it's kind of weird because it feels like we don't know this person. I don't like a lot of people they introduce. It's just so new, so brand new, and they spend no time whatsoever getting.
Well, it's Laura Dern is her name.
Yeah,
I don't know what her name is.
They don't. It's irrelevant.
Really, it is.
Seriously
irrelevant. She got blown away.
Yeah, she dies too. So. It's like, dude, like the way you can't introduce a character and then not elaborate on this character, who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit, if you can't, they did it.
They did it, but it's poorly done. It's poorly done.
Poor execution.
So, anyway, she's here now, and she's butting heads with Poe because Poe got demoted from Leia before she got blown up and put into the coma. Leia demotes Poe for disobeying her orders and not bringing the squadron back and staying and trying to blow up that dreadnought, and his squadron gets wiped out, and she's pissed off because she's like,
those lives lost.
You got that done, but at what cost?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of lives lost in this movie, guys, and a lot.
That's like the best thing in it, and it's the worst kind of thing.
The way it's done makes it the worst because we could care less. 2 tears in the bucket because we don't get attached to anybody, not even the characters we've known from episode 7. So going forward, Leia's in that coma. This lady takes over. She's butting heads with Poe because she has this plan.
Won't explain it
to Poe or anyone else. Nobody knows what her plan is, and they're supposed to trust her because she's the new leader.
But all they're doing is staying the course.
Yeah, they're staying the course, continually running out of fuel. The shields are barely holding, and Poe's like, "Oh, we got to figure something out." Meanwhile,
Poe's a guy of action. He's like, we need to act, and
he's a fighter.
So the conflict between him and her was balanced, but it just anyway. Continue.
So meanwhile, Finn wakes up, like we were saying, And he gets the tracker from Leia, and she explains to him, this tracker will locate Rey, and Rey's still on the planet with
and
Luke.
it will lead her to the tracker.
Yes, that tracker is
because his thing was like, well, if we're not there where she knew we were, when she comes back, how is she gonna find us? And that's when she gave him the tracker.
And then he learns from Poe that the First Order can track them, and he's saying, well, if we do find her, then the First Order will find her because they can track us. So he's concerned for Rey, and he wants to get a ship and get to Rey and get her to safety and get away from the Resistance because he knows they're being tracked by the First Order. So in the process of him looking for a ship, he gets discovered by this new character named Rose, who is the sister of that other bomber chick with the other piece of the medallion. Now, Rose is security, some sort of security?
Hell no, she's like an engineer. She works in like the...
Yes, but she's in there making sure nobody takes any ships and leaves. That's part of her little job.
Also, yes, but she's more of like an engineer type person. That's just like as a precaution if somebody comes in here, tase their ass basically or some shit.
So she catches Finn in the act, right? Trying to get a ship.
Trying to desert. Basically deserting.
And recognizes him as the legendary Finn.
Yeah, that's what her sister told her.
Now, you mentioned earlier it couldn't have been more than like 12 hours since the last movie. Somewhere.
No. What I was saying was that the entire length of what's going on from the moment they start getting tracked to the end of this movie is like a very small.
Well, I'm gonna talk about when Episode 7 ends to when Episode 8 starts. It ain't that much. Time has not really passed like that for her to know Finn and call him a legend. You feel me?
Right. That's 100% accurate.
You haven't known this. How could you possibly know of anything he did in that amount of time? Like it doesn't make sense.
It might have been like a week at best. Like it doesn't. Yeah.
And you got word of the legendary Finn. Like he did some great act.
Well, I mean, the nigga went up against Kylo.
And got wrecked.
Well, that's another thing I wanted to ask you.
He got wrecked.
No, he did all right.
He got wrecked.
No, he did all right.
You saw him in that.
He got hit in the back, and then he
was crippled.
I don't know how he fell into a coma from that.
He was crippled, and they had to put him back together. So
they had him in some weird ass
little juice
plastic suits full of juice. Yeah, looking at. But anyway, I heard that he has like all this extensive training and battle experience and whatnot. He ranks like top of the class in all of these different categories when he was part of the First Order. Yeah.
For Stormtroopers? Okay, I can accept that.
But did that translate to film?
Did that translate to him using a Jedi
Any
lightsaber?
part where he's fighting, does it look like you could buy that? He looks clumsy. Yeah. He looks, I mean, don't get me wrong, he does his thing at times, like he finally nuts up and then, just goes for it. But aside from that, he's bumbling and klutzy and whatever, but he's a coward is what he is. I mean, he's a coward forced to do the right thing is what his character is. I kind of don't.
A coward? He more like he's.
Is he not?
He has some fear. He has some fear of the First Order. I'll give you that, but I won't call him cowardly because when he has to act, he does. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said. He's a coward who's forced to act. Like
he's not forced to. He can run away,
bruh.
He could have bolted and took a ship and bounced.
That translates to all these freaking theories that I've seen.
I wouldn't go as far to call him cowardly. That's all. But let's go forward.
Okay, he's cowardly.
Yes. Let's go forward with
So as he wakes up.
Yeah,
Rose.
They meet.
She's giving him all this praise, only to find out he's trying to desert.
Yeah, she finds out he's trying to desert, and she tases his ass. Bam!
Right, turns him in and whatnot. And
so she's about to turn him in, but they interact in conversation, and he tells her that I gotta take. This is why I'm taking this ship. He tells her what's kind of going on, fills her in, and about the tracking and all that of the First Order.
No. They run into Poe, and Poe tells them that.
He already knows because he tells her, and that's when she tells him. Okay, so they do go to Poe.
Yeah, she's taking his ass to turn him in, and then somewhere in there they run in with Poe, and Poe fills him in, and he's like, then if that's the case, we got to do something about this because I can't.
Yeah.
His whole thing is he didn't want Ren to have to come back into some BS and keep fighting and all this. You know, he wants her to be safe. So
okay, so they come up with the plan through talking after they talked to Poe. Let's assume that went down, and
like contact.
She's like, I know this code breaker. We can find this code breaker.
Ma something.
We can get in. We can get into the ship and disable their signal so that we can leave and get away without them tracking us. So she takes Finn to this casino planet.
Yeah, it's like a planet purely. It's like literally a casino planet. Like all gambling goes everywhere on the fucking crevice of this planet is gambling. So
she takes him to this casino planet so that they can find this code breaker because she can't break it herself. So they're looking for this dude, and along the way,
basically like a super hacker and a super stealthy ninja kind of guy. Like he has to have both traits to be able to hack and to be able to be all undetected or whatever.
So along the way, they're
mindfully, the lady Ma, whatever, what's her name? Ma something, whatever. It's not important, but she tells them who to look for on that planet, specifically why they go there, and they don't get to recruit him because they get locked up.
Yeah.
But while they're locked up, they meet some other dude.
Yeah.
Who is just as good, basically.
Or was that the guy that they were looking for the whole time?
No, because the guy had the pen. She said he'll have that thing, and the guy was there. They never talked to him.
Okay.
It was
And that was her.
I thought that too at first. I was like, oh, maybe.
I thought that was him. But that was her little cameo too. You know, they just kind of threw her in there. They didn't really...
She was fighting.
Yeah, like what the hell?
They didn't even explain. She's just
she's in this battle, like telling them what they need to do while saving her, saving whoever. We don't know what she was doing or who she was fighting.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. It was unnecessary.
Unnecessary. But anyway, so they're on, as was this casino whole setup. But
that whole thing in my mind was to further the exploits of what the resistance does, so that other people like the kids that were on the working the stables for
their slaves,
for the animals that race that they bet on, to kind of keep hope for the resistance and be the future of the resistance if needed or whatever.
It's unnecessary. It was unnecessary.
True. I mean, but that's what it was for. It was just a plot device.
Their whole mission there, and it's to show Finn, he's so amazed by this casino planet, and then Rose tells him, there's this slavery going on here, and the animals are, caged and all this and that.
Everybody on that planet deals with, pirated weapons and arms deals to the First Order and also to the Republic. So it was kind of, or not the Republic, the Resistance. So it was kind of, it's like a double-edged sword, but more negative than anything.
So their whole mission is for naught because the Codebreaker does get them where they need to go. They get to the ship they need to get on.
They get on the ship and they get to the console that they need
to the console, the terminal,
disable the tracker.
And then he betrays them.
Mm-hmm. Which you wonder how, because they were only separated for like a few moments once they got onto the main ship.
When did he get offered this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how in the hell did you have time to work out another deal? Like,
so I guess they're saying he must have got caught while doing that, and then.
Like I said, they were only separated for so much time, and it just didn't translate well on film. Like, it was almost like he had set them up from the very beginning, and yet there was no proposal of anything just yet. So it didn't.
Either way, it's a really
irrelevant.
It's just it was a plot device to get them captured and have another battle sequence or whatever. So.
Yeah, because why does Ren leaves because of this the whole time Ren's gone.
So let's stop here with Poe and this casino, because this is where they meet up, right? Let's stop here with Poe, with Finn and Rose. We're gonna stop here,
which they do in the movie to keep jumping from scene to scene.
They jump from scene to scene anyway. So they're captured, right? They get captured because this dude betrays them. Let's go and check out what Rey's been doing this whole time. So Rey, you see her right where you left off with her from the last movie. This little cliffhanger. For a year and a half, 2 years, however long it was, we've been waiting, and they left us with Luke standing there. We didn't hear him speak or anything.
Yeah,
so I'm like, dang, yeah, finally, Luke's here. She gives him the lightsaber, and this dude chucks it
Yeah, no care of any kind, of anything.
So all that crap they went through in episode 7, and that's just nothing. That's what that felt like to me. Like that whole movie, who cares?
That's what Luke said, basically, when he threw the lightsaber.
I was like, Dad, what are you doing? Like, it was like it's supposed to be this ha-ha moment, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Right.
So, Ray probably felt that way too. Like, dude, do you know what I went through to bring you this damn thing? So
the whole portion of her being on that planet where Luke was on the island, which is like the original temple of the Jedi, where they first learned to tap into the Force and all this crazy nonsense, and all that time is spent trying to convince him about possibly helping the Resistance and helping her understand her abilities with the Force. Like 45 minutes of film shot for this crap, and it's just like all they do. She basically taught her damn self. He taught her about like looking deep within yourself and connecting to the Force, and then realizing you're insignificant and it's a greater scope and blah blah. And that was like
it's a great
the
waste
majority of what he did.
It's a great waste of time.
Yeah, it didn't translate well at all. It was just
terrible,
bad.
terrible.
Bad. And then they go into like, okay, well, why is Luke this way? And
Luke's this grumpy, irritable, miserable, wrinkly old man. Like,
he disconnected himself from the Force. He shut himself down from the Force.
And why, you ask? Because Kylo Ren, he had a feeling of Kylo Ren going to the dark side. It was
his nephew, right?
Going to the dark side, okay? Stupidest, dumbest reason you could try to force on us. Luke's a Jedi, okay? He saved Darth Vader, his father, the most ruthless killer in the galaxy. And you're afraid of this, your nephew? It doesn't make any sense. Like, you saved him after he done killed all these people, and you had a chance to kill him, but you didn't. You saved him and you turned him to the light. Back to good after many, many years of all the stuff he's done. And this boy who hasn't done any evil or any wrong yet, and he's your Padawan, your student, and you fear him so much that you are going to take him out in his sleep with a lightsaber.
Which is what is the initial cause for Kylo to be pushed over the cliff, or whatever emotional conflict he had within him anyway is only like solidified by him waking up and seeing his uncle about to slay him.
So Kylo wakes up and he sees Luke standing over him with the lightsaber ignited, and this is your uncle, your master, someone you trust. You're going to freak out. And he does. Now,
it's almost like they use that as a tool to be like, well, Kylo's not really a bad guy.
Exactly. They left this little window open, like maybe he could be good.
I honestly did not like that, man.
I didn't like it either. The first scene, they showed this scene a couple times. The first time they show it, I'm like, yo, are they going to turn Luke bad to the dark side? And up until this point, I wasn't too intrigued and excited about where the direction they were going. But I leaned forward in my seat for that prospect of Luke turning bad. I was like, oh.
It would have been better
than
the shit
if you go this route, yes, drop your balls and go that route. And I'm intrigued. You know what I'm saying? Because that's damn intriguing. Luke going
unexpected.
You know what I'm saying? Make that turn if you're going to make it. But they're like, nah, we're not going to give that to you. So they show the scene again. And he's standing over Kylo. And they show what Kylo wrecks the whole hut that they're in. And Luke, before he does that, Luke realizes, I can't do this. And he, like, you have no proof that he's gonna, you don't know for sure that he's gonna go bad. Why would you freaking even think about slaying him like that? Like, it makes no sense. So he has a moment of doubt, and that whole scene was about him. Luke having a moment of doubt about his Padawan. Yet that moment of doubt led to Kylo turning dark to the dark side, led Luke abandoning the Force altogether and becoming a hermit, and wanting nothing to do with nobody. It doesn't make sense, It don't make sense to me. That's not Luke.
Yeah, the writing was just terrible.
It's very poor,
It's
man.
awful.
Terrible. Okay.
And beyond that, there was no real progression with Ren. She basically trains herself, and
She does train herself. Luke's there the whole time. They're together, and it's a waste of time. It's a waste of space because.
why are we watching this?
Yeah, what the hell? Like, you're just showing me scene and scene and scene and scene with nothing to tie them
No
together.
content. Yeah, no, yeah, I mean.
Nothing, no threads in between, nothing to look forward to. And then finally she's like, screw you, I'm going to leave. Well, before that, she's having that little mind thing with the...
Her and Kylo have a link.
Yeah, they got a link going
Which,
on.
by the way, Snoke somehow...
Says that he connected the two of them?
No, not that he connected, but he, amplifies it.
Okay.
So that,
Okay.
he persuades Kylo, I'm assuming, with the Force to, seek that out more.
Okay, I can get on board with that. Let's go with that. And then, so, with this newfound force power that we've never even heard of, this is the first time you ever see two Jedi or force users connect like that. And be able
Literally talking and
talk
being able
and
to see
speak
each
and
other.
see each other and feel where the other person is at.
Right.
He's feeling raindrops. It's raining where Ray's at, and he starts feeling some of the moisture. Yeah,
it was
he
kinda
got
stupid.
moist or whatever.
He's moist.
What's going on here? Why is it all of a sudden he's got some juice on his hand? So yeah, they can do that now. So that's we gotta swallow that too. Like, dude, where did this power come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, who first used it? Who taught them? Who taught Kylo? Did anybody get taught? What the heck?
And that's kind of all written off by this. Okay, like basically, Ren, while Luke's trying to teach her to really harness what the Force is and really draw it in and tap into it, she starts getting drawn into some hole in the ground on the island, which they never elaborate on, but somehow is connected to the dark side.
Yep.
Which would be extremely interesting if you would talk about it, but they don't say shit about it.
Seriously.
And she just sees an infinite reflection of herself that leads her to Kylo.
Oh, where she
ultimately.
snaps her fingers and it's like.
Yeah. I mean, but all for what?
And it comes back.
And then what that led up to was the link. That's what that
This
was.
is where she was supposed to find who her parents were, right? That's what she wanted to know. Who are my parents?
That's what she thought, at least.
Okay.
Some shit.
She never found out, right? They never elaborated on what she saw in there or what happened in there. They just kind of moved past that. And she goes after Luke. This is before she, leaves the island. She goes after Luke. Dude, she turns on her lightsaber and fights Luke in the rain.
And gets the upper hand.
And Luke gets a stick or whatever the heck he had, and she bats him down. Is she that damn strong?
That's what they're
With
implying.
no training?
That's what they're implying.
No
That
training of any kind?
And then, along with the added link
just
between
taunt
her and
Luke.
Kylo, they're trying to say Kylo tells her that your parent. Oh no, that wasn't through the link. They actually had met up at this particular point. But he tells her, your parents are nobodies. They're just some basically they're drunk, trash dealers or whatever. Which if they're really saying that is the truth, that is the case here, Ren is nothing to me. It's just not even worth.
Thank you. Right?
She's not even worth finding out about because the whole point of Star Wars was about the Skywalker family. The fact that Anakin was born into the Force, he was thought to be the chosen one,
But they're
which he
trying
really
to throw
was.
that away.
Yeah, they did.
They throw it all away.
Well,
Like,
they
it
didn't
means
throw it
nothing.
away.
It means nothing to
They just
them.
they just stuck a knife
Now,
through everything.
And
So-
7 means nothing to them because you set up, you built all that screen time setting up Rey and who are her parents and who is Snoke and what's Kylo Ren gonna be like. You just wiped and you balled all that shit up and just threw it out the window like it means nothing anymore.
Yeah, it was bad.
You chopped 7's legs down. But okay, that happened, right? Luke falls off feebly, and that's where you get that scene from the trailers where he's like, this is not going to go the way you think it is. I think he was talking to us.
No, he wasn't.
I think he was talking to the viewers.
He was definitely talking.
Oh my God!
That's why Hamilton came out with that statement.
He was talking to the viewers, man, because it sure didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go.
It was bad.
Man.
It was bad.
So here is where this movie really kicks you in the nuts. Okay.
Well, don't let me paint the picture for you that I hated the film. For a movie of a theoretical standpoint, I thought it was pretty decent. For a Star Wars film to fit this, longevitous history and rich, it's been around for over 40 years. There's Star Wars fanatics. I mean, people who live their life, which is bizarre,
but that's the
based
past.
off of
that's
that.
Originals.
Granted,
the prequels.
But then they worked into the
With these
episode
two?
1, 2, and 3.
No, okay.
People accepted that. Time has gone on. Then you got the new one, 7, and then here we are with 8.
With 7 and 8, they destroyed everything.
I mean, 7 was much better than 8 in
Yes,
the
it
sense
was,
that
but-
it made more sense
but
to fit that world,
8
even though I
just-
didn't really feel like it did.
8 just unzipped its pants and took a piss all over 7's face. That's what it did.
It just.
Also, it turned
be a Star
around.
Wars
It
film.
turned around and crapped all over the originals.
Yeah, it'd be a Star Wars film. Yeah, it does. It shits on all of them. Like it's a big stupid F you with a silly grin saying we're just gonna take it in any direction we see fit.
Whatever you wanna
For
do.
we're gonna sell toys, and people are just gonna buy it anyway. And you got to understand this too, though. The market isn't for us anymore. I mean, it's kind of for us because we're still at that generational gap. But they're trying to draw in children and.
I understand what they're trying to do. I don't agree with it. It's wrong. It's wrong for the fans that support this movie, the diehards. It's wrong for the people that have seen all these movies and want to come and see more because of how much they love the other ones. It's wrong. It's wrong. Now, here...
Well, yeah, because we get, like you said, we get a big old hot steamer, and that's, we'll deal with that.
Here is where this movie kicks you in the nuts, okay? Now, Rey leaves Luke on that island to go try and save Kylo and turn him to the light, okay?
Similar to...
It's a callback to
Return of the
Jedi. Now, Kylo gets her and turns her into Snoke, a la Return of the Jedi. So, she's there before Snoke, and Snoke is torturing her and showing her how much of a badass he is while talking mad shit to her, okay? He twists her around with the Force, and he's doing this and that, pushes her into the viewer, the window, where she can see
He wanted her
the two ships outside. She can see this, them catching them.
Yeah, he wanted her to just succumb to the dark side.
Okay, a la Return of the Jedi again, a callback to Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Now,
well, I'm just wondering because he didn't kill her ass, and it's like,
he did not
why
kill
not
her.
just
No,
fucking kill her. Movie done.
They wanted her on their side.
Yeah,
now,
but you kill her, the movie's done.
You're right.
Like,
he could have, but it's kind of like the Emperor with Luke. They didn't kill Luke. They wanted.
That was different. That was
I'm just
different
saying,
because that made more sense. There was a younger, stronger version.
You're right.
And that's how the Sith operate.
You're absolutely right. You're right. But this is the callback they wanted to do and remind you of how all these little pullbacks.
But they never hinted that he wanted her for the First Order.
Writing.
They only were like, we need to get rid of her. We need to take her out. Actually, from the jump, he tells Kylo, "Bring her to me." From the jump, I mean, he doesn't explain why.
Doesn't say why he wants her. They don't explain anything about Snoke, and I'm getting to that point.
They don't explain much about nothing.
We don't know what he wants with her. We don't know what the heck he wants. Period. Except he's trying to destroy the Resistance. So here she is before him, and he's toying with her like a little mouse. She uses the Force and pulls the lightsaber to her hand, or tries to, and he uses the Force and knocks that lightsaber upside her head.
Yeah,
flips her upside down and uses his power to torture her. All the while Kylo was watching this, and she's looking at him like, help! And then Snoke's like, I know his every move, he won't help you.
Like he's fully under my control. Kind
yeah,
of
like I'm that man, I'm that dude, okay? I'm that boss. You can't F with me. And he's telling her, I know everything he's gonna do. I know everything. I can see his mind. And as he's saying this,
the lightsaber next to Snoke.
The lightsaber that Snoke pulled away from her is next to him here.
Next to
okay,
him. So
it's just sitting there, and Kylo turns it
with the Force
towards Snoke, while Rey's in front of him. And as he's turning it, he's reaching for his own saber. And so Kylo's like, I know who he wants to strike down with all his anger.
Snoke says this.
Yeah. Snoke says this about Kylo. I know who he wants to strike down. And as he's saying this, he ignites the saber and it goes through Snoke.
Like clean in half. Cut the nigga in half.
Kills this dude.
2 pieces. 2 pieces of Snoke.
And he's dead.
And
he's gone.
A wrap for
we
the
know
new villain they created with...
The new villain that's supposed to be darker than Sidious.
He was the best thing about...
Because he was a mystery. Exactly. We were excited, like, it could have gone any way.
The best thing about the new films, him and Rey, I could give a shit about Kylo. He's really not that interesting to me. He's kind of whiny and so conflicted, and it's just ugly.
So this is where they pour some piss in your mouth, like, oh, here, you want more. You know what I'm saying? Let's put some in their mouth. Like, you had this build-up of this interesting...
Kind of nasty, bro.
It was nasty. I felt nasty watching it. I felt nasty watching it.
Let's put this piss in your mouth.
I felt nasty watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Granted, I understand.
What are you doing over here? What are you doing? Like, how are you just going to take this interesting character and ball him up? It's like they took him off the canvas. Oh, man, I don't need it.
I have to say that I don't think he's going to stay dead myself, but...
Even if he doesn't, who gives a flip anymore? I don't care. I don't care about this dude. The way you handled him, it matters. It matters, man. Like, I could care two left nuts about this dude. I don't care about him no more.
I care about my left nut. I don't know about 2 left nuts, but I care about my left nut.
Okay. I just don't care about this dude, man. So... Now we got the setup of Rey and Kylo fighting the guards, the red guards that were his personal guards, right?
I don't believe there's ever any clash of lightsabers.
There's not. There's no clash of lightsabers.
There's a lightsaber battle, sort of, because they both have a lightsaber.
They both fight with their lightsabers, but these guards have like those energy wands or batons or whatever.
Yeah.
The staffs. So they're fighting them, and you're just like, this is whatever, dude. Like,
what I found out was pretty cool was
she has no training. How is she taking these dudes on who are his Imperial guard?
Off-screen training, bro. Come on, ass ability. What are you talking about? It doesn't have to matter.
I ain't
She's
feeling
OP
that.
Anyway.
I ain't feeling that, man. I ain't feeling that. She's taking him out, and Kylo's...
The point is that I'm trying to make. I found out, which will probably piss you off even more, is that if they're holding true to the Star Wars lore at all, those guards that were around Palpatine when him and Vader were ruling the Empire, those are acolytes and whatnot to the dark side. They all have dark side abilities.
So they're supposed to be strong and skilled.
It's deeper than I ever had known. Like, they have, like, some of them are assassins, some of them are dark Jedis, some of them are all this. So that's why I said it might upset you even more, because you're saying she has no training, and yet if those guards that Snoke has are anything like what the Emperor kept around him,
guess what?
She just took them out like they were nothing.
It means even less. It makes it even worse. It's such a even greater letdown, because not only did she not have training, Kylo Ren didn't complete his training.
Yeah, but there's no, like, I mean, now we're getting into semantics.
No, we're not. Hold on, we're saying facts. Like, these are facts. You
don't know the type of training that he received the entire time he's with the First Order or with Snoke. All Snoke says is he fed the growth of his dark side.
It's time. At the end of 7, he said it's time for you to complete your training. To Kylo. Because he got served. Because he got served by Rey and Finn. Now, he never got to do that. He never finished no training. He kills Snoke.
It don't matter. It's all crappy.
He kills Snoke. We're getting to the meat and potatoes. He kills Snoke before he even does his training. Stupid. Why would you not learn?
Right, but
why would you not learn everything Why would you not learn everything you had to learn from Snoke before you kill him?
Your argument doesn't stand.
Why would you not? Tell me. Answer me.
I'm about to. Your argument don't stand.
Why would you not learn everything you had to learn from Snoke before you kill him?
Call back to Return of the Jedi. What did Yoda say to Luke before Luke leaves? And it don't matter. Yoda fades away into the Force, and Luke just decides, then I am a Jedi. I've learned everything I need to learn. I'm a Jedi. He decides it for himself. So to say that just because Snoke
He
died,
doesn't decide it for himself.
He does.
Yoda tells him.
He does not tell him he's a Jedi.
He tells him once you face Vader, you will be a Jedi. That was his final test.
No, but Luke is just a Jedi.
That was his final test.
Luke was a Jedi when he went to Bespin.
No, he wasn't.
Beside the point. My point is the fact that just because you say he didn't. Okay, Ren barely got any kind of training, especially on screen, right?
Right.
Yet Yoda, they introduced Yoda into this again. The Force Ghost Yoda.
That was really.
And the thing about it is, he broke all of that when he says. Luke is talking about protecting and preserving the original Jedi text, right? Yoda destroys it with I don't know how he does it.
Lightning bolt?
As a ghost.
A lightning bolt?
He's a force spirit.
Uses the most force power I ever seen.
Yeah, straight up, full on bolt of lightning. It ain't no electric usage from the hands.
And further...
But no, what I'm saying, like, he tells Luke that she is so much more... her potential is so great that it doesn't matter. She's going to discover these things on her own anyway. Is basically what he's saying. Like,
it's a cop out, man.
It is, but I'm saying that's how.
But even
they did away with the fact
Yoda,
that the training.
It was nice to see Yoda, but Yoda's presence at this time in this moment where he comes in is a slap in Luke's face. Like, dude, he's supposed to be a damn master. He's supposed to be teaching. Padawan, and that gets blown up.
The film is broken, bro.
They take this away from Luke. They take away his master status because here comes Yoda to teach him another lesson. Oh, young Skywalker. Oh, lightning bolt to fry the thing that you could have burned with your little flare. It was so retarded, man. It was just jacked up, stupid use of Yoda at that moment. And he uses the most force lightning I've ever seen.
It was all retarded, man. I mean, the fact it's like they rushed it. Like they rushed to give us a half-assed product for whatever reason that didn't further the story, didn't further develop any characters. I think the two characters that have the most development is Poe and Finn.
Poe didn't get no character development.
Yeah, he did. He learned.
He learned a valuable lesson.
His rash actions.
Message. He learned the more you know. The little star floating through.
They don't know what that is, man.
That.
Remember they used to say that? Deep. Like, what the hell is this?
And knowing is half the battle.
But I'm saying though, man, like
that's crap. It's crap. So let's get back to this. So they kill those guards, right? And then Rey and Kylo have that little moment where they're the tug of war for the lightsaber.
He's trying to tell her, look, forget everything that happened before us, after us, light side, dark side. Let's me and you do this. We could do this shit, right?
And this is Disney.
And she's just like, yeah, but it's wrong, so...
Yes, that's how we feel. It's the director. It's like the director putting that in there trying to tell you, let go of the Force and the way you know what you know of the Force. Let go of what you know of Jedi. Screw them. Screw the Sith. Go on this new path and this new direction. Rey and Kylo will lead the way.
There is no direction for you to go on.
But I heard that message loud and clear what they're trying to push in our face here. As Kylo's saying that, I'm like, dude, this is, like you said, it feels wrong. Don't rape me with this. Don't force this on me. Like, don't try to force rape me. Come on, my mental mind.
What happened?
Those mind tricks don't work on me.
After they take out the guard, what happens after that?
They take out those guards and they fight for that lightsaber, and this is where she gets captured, right? Rey gets captured.
No.
This is where we tie it back to where Finn is.
Yeah, but she doesn't get captured. She flees.
She flees.
Yeah.
Okay, she flees, and this is where they tie it back to Rose.
Her and
Finn.
Her and Chewie take off from that ship.
And then they attack the ship, right? Somebody attacks that ship.
No.
Because Rose and Finn are about to get executed.
Yeah, it was Ren when she came and she gets caught instead. You see what I'm saying?
She gets caught instead. Are you sure?
Right. They were about to have them in a bind, right?
So some big explosion goes off. And that's how come Finn
and
gets away and Rose.
No,
They
no,
have
no.
that fight. They have that fight.
Yeah,
Finn
yeah.
fights that silver.
or maybe it was R2. I don't remember. Or not R2. Was it BB-8? That nigga was doing more than anybody in the damn
man.
film.
You ain't lying, man. BB-8 was like the star of the whole show,
He
man.
was piloting ships, shooting niggas with coins, dodging, rolling. Like I was like, what the hell? He did more than R2D2 has ever done.
Yes, he has.
I
They're
was
really
just
pushing
like,
that
wow.
BB-8 toy. Huh?
Wow.
They're really
Wow.
pushing that BB-8 toy. Come on.
It's bad.
Accessory after accessory.
It's bad. It's bad.
Your BB-8 can shoot gold coins.
Yeah, it's bad. It's just bad, man. It's
So-
just bad.
That setup where Finn fights that silver, the commander.
Right.
Okay.
Of the First Order.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. Brianna Tarth from Game of
Don't
Thrones.
matter, man.
She doesn't matter because she's a waste of character too.
Exactly. You never get any development from her. You don't know nothing about
Finn
her.
fights
other
her
than the
that
fact
epic.
she-
Come on!
Apparently, there's a comic out that you can read that like has all this information. Apparently,
Oh really?
yeah. I was just saying, like, okay, like, where was this in the film? Like, you didn't tell none of this.
What did I come watch your movie for?
Like, why is it important that Finn overcomes this particular person?
Exactly.
You know.
Yes.
We know that there's
There's something there.
history,
There's some
yeah.
kind of, maybe she tortured him or something. Maybe she,
I don't know if it's to that effect, but there's definitely a history there between.
maybe
the two.
emotionally. I don't
She
know.
actually tried to protect him from what if I remember correctly. Like she tries to, because every time they ever went out to go do First Order shit, kill these niggas, right? He always was conflicted about it and didn't want to do that, right?
Well,
like
we
I
saw
said
that in the
before,
first one.
he gets all these high scores in aptitude and all this other stuff, his physical, whatever.
I don't know
he's
where
dope
where did
with-
you learn? Where did you even hear all
I
this?
was checking out.
And that's a shame you had
I
to
was
go to
checking
some
out-
outside sources and you couldn't get that from the movie? You
No.
couldn't get that from 7 or 8?
No.
What the heck?
No.
And who was that stormtrooper chick, or I don't know if it was a chick or a dude, in 7 where the trooper gets shot and Finn's there and he catches her. They both have their helmets on and stuff, and he wipes the blood on his helmet. Who the freak is that? What was that important?
She was the bloodstain trooper. I mean, but it was important that he had the blood. I mean, you know. And there's this old theory about Finn being the one that the Force is actually awoken to.
Right?
Which is-
I was waiting for Finn to step up with some Force powers.
He
I was
should.
waiting
Well,
for
there's
Finn
all this stuff
to
that-
be
that
a
claims
to be a
he's Force
Jedi.
sensitive.
I'm like, let's go. Let's make Finn a Jedi. Come on. And it never materialized. And they never even hinted towards that. It's like, what was all that stuff in the first one for? Why was he running around with a lightsaber fighting Kylo? Why are you teasing me with all this?
It's like the most terrible writing you could ever read. It's just that bad.
It's amplified because it's a Star Wars freaking movie. It's so
As-
amplified. Like it's
I'm a dedicated Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
I ain't a Star Wars freak or nerd, but I love me some Star Wars. Grew up on it. Love the Force. Lightsabers. Duh. Who didn't? It was the coolest. And to be what it is now. I mean, what happens after that? So anyway, they end up getting away, right? And they go to Hoth, isn't it? Isn't it Hoth?
It's not Hoth. Well,
It is Hoth.
It's not Hoth. It's not Hoth.
It's
Trust
the
me.
same exact
No,
location.
It's not Hoth.
with the same big ass
that
door.
was sand, not snow.
Hoth?
Okay. Hoth is
No, it's not
ice
sand.
planet.
It's salt or some stupid
Okay,
shit.
well that's not Hoth. Hoth was a bunch of
anyway,
snow.
that shit's
So,
stupid. Okay.
Either way,
It looked just like
Here
Hoth,
was this
okay.
girl. Here was this girl, Judy, whatever her name. Here's this girl with the purple hair. Her genius plan was to, we're gonna shoot these life pods out and let them sneak away off to this planet right here.
Yeah.
Were those life pods, if I'm not mistaken, cloaked?
There was something before even the disabling thing was to occur. That's why she kept this plan secret. I don't think they could track them. They couldn't track the smaller vessels for some reason. But anyway, came to
I
be
think
that
they had some
could.
kind of cloak. I could be wrong. Y'all comment below and help me with that.
I don't think they could track him with normal abilities, but Snoke, before he gets killed, is like, that's part of how he's trying to get at Ren you know, he
Right.
shows her, look what's happening. Boom, boom, all these people in the life pods are dying. Finn sees it. That's when he gets the confidence to overcome that shit.
How did they see them then? How did they see these little life pods getting away? I don't remember that part. Like,
I don't either.
well, maybe y'all can help us
it's
out.
so bad. I don't fucking
Right?
care to
It's-
recall.
it was a lot. It was a lot. It was emotional wreck.
It was so bad because they put you into such a tight space and such a tight box that like it's almost like the odds of overcoming are impossible, and yet they ass pull to oblivion to overcome it with no explanation, no real good
to infinity and beyond.
Yeah, it was just like, yo, man, it's bad, man, it's bad. It's bad.
So they're floating off to this planet.
They get there, they
And,
barricade themselves in,
and they're starting to
door.
pop off all these little life pods, right? They're killing a bunch of them, and this purple-haired leader chick stays behind to pilot the ship and distract them so that these pods can still all get away.
No, her goal was she turns the craft.
Okay,
around.
but hold on. Now I'm getting to that. She stays on that ship to keep going straight so that they follow her and that their attention is distracted from the ships.
Right,
the
but they
smaller
don't do
ships.
that.
They notice it for whatever reason. Well, hopefully y'all can help us with that. And they start firing off on blowing up all these people that are trying to escape. She's like, oh, I gotta do something. She turns the ship around and aims it at the ship. Now they're going like this together. She turns it around, and the captain on the main vessel that's chasing them the whole time is like, pay no attention to her. Keep firing at those life pods. Pay no attention to this big ass ship we've been chasing the whole time. Is turning back towards us.
What happened was Del Toro told them, Benicio Del Toro's character, whatever his name is in the movie, I don't even know if they even say it. He's the hacker, whatever.
Okay.
When he made the deal, told them what the plan was because they went over it before they actually attempted to shut down the tracking thing of the main ship. He told them that's how they knew to fire on the smaller ships.
Okay, so
I'm just saying it just clicked because I was like, why the fuck?
So now that they're firing on them, she's got this bright idea to I gotta save them now. But she doesn't let like hundreds of them and maybe thousands of them die. And now you feel the urgency to act. Okay, she does, and she hyper speeds right into that ship. This is the best part of the movie, mind you. Blows that ship in half. It's amazing with the CGI. The CGI is also the best part of this movie.
It looked really cool.
It was cool. It was tight. I was like, damn, that was nice. Boom, explosion. She goes right through it, kills herself.
Used the warp drive to
hyper speeds, jumps right through.
Yeah, and just split it like butter.
Blows up both ships. It was amazing. It looked beautiful. I'll give him that. That was
gave
great.
her some kind of, credibility, I guess.
It didn't,
but
though.
I don't
didn't even know who she was.
I don't like that self-sacrifice bullshit.
It didn't, though.
Whatever, anyway.
It didn't.
But.
So, she's gone, blows up that ship, and Kylo takes the remaining army down there to finish them off because like you said, they barricade into this cave, and Kylo's leading this army to come knock that door down and come kill them off.
They have like this big ass Death Star beam that's portable, like a battering ram, that they're going to use to crack the door open like an egg, according to Finn.
Yeah.
They take out these little speeders to meet
funky looking speeders.
Yeah, they're like skis.
Looking. They look like
skis. They're like fucking skis with a wing. Like it's stupid. But anyway, he's getting ready to sacrifice himself to blow up the thing, and the little Asian girl Rose saves him from doing so because she's like, you were gonna die before you got there anyway, which probably would have. It didn't. It was stupid.
No, that was not why she saved him. She
didn't want him to die.
Yeah, but what was that little message that she told him?
Live and something. I don't know.
Right, she had this little inspirational speech moment. This the reason why she which made no damn sense.
Didn't she kiss him at that moment?
Yeah, it made no sense. They're both going towards the beam, right? And then another shot, you see him it's about to fire and he's about to sacrifice himself, which would have been kind of cool too, because at this point he hadn't done crap in the movie, and well, everybody else is dying off.
No, he killed the. Well, I don't know if he killed her, but he beat the hell out of that.
But we didn't know nothing about her, so it really didn't matter either. But anyway,
well, I'm just saying he grew hair. And
he did a little something. Now here he is about to sacrifice himself for the resistance and give them time to whatever they need to do to escape. And she comes flying in from the side,
Stole my glory.
and pushes him out of the way and makes him crash.
Just
And she
stole
crashes.
nigga's glory. He was about to have, then he would have been legendary. Indeed, he would have been legendary. The sacrifice was tremendous, and she didn't even let him have it because she wants to wang, so.
And she tells him, like, your life is not to basically, don't throw your life away. You do this for the ones you love. And she kisses him.
I don't know. The writing's terrible, man.
Forced.
The writing's terrible.
Forced. I wanted to puke all over that scene.
But so anyway, let's move on because this video is getting to be pretty long.
Yeah. So here comes the grand finale.
Right, they don't know what they're gonna do. They've sent signals out to their allies or whatever.
Why is nobody coming to help them?
Nobody comes, except for Luke appears.
Here comes Luke Skywalker.
I'm gonna let you take this one.
He's walking on through, and you see the little dice he took. They got from the
Solo's dice. Yeah.
They never acknowledged.
There was supposed to be some big old thing about that. I watched some. It's who fucking cares?
Who cares?
They never showed it anyway in any of the other movies.
They never showed much remorse for Han Solo at all. This is his best friend, Luke's best friend, and Han.
Leia's former lover.
He's dead.
The father of her 2 kids.
Thank you. Nobody cares. Like, I guess we just don't care anymore. So move on. He gives these dice to Leia, and they're all in the cave. And Luke goes out there to confront.
To give them time to find another way out.
Yes.
And they do find that. And at the end of the tunnel is the Millennium Falcon with
Rey using
Chewie
force powers to move all these boulders
that were in the way. Yes.
that she never learned
But
to do.
we gave you the end because the part that is next is just the worst. And it was dope, but not so dope.
It was not dope.
I liked it in the sense that if you know anything about the Jedi mind trick, to me that was like the pinnacle of the Jedi mind trick. However, it took so much grandeur away from the moment that was it really worth it?
You took the weight. You took all the stakes away. You took everything away.
Yeah, it's almost like Dragon Ball Z. Like, we don't have to have funerals because we have.
Wish them back.
We just wish you back. But we have to have a funeral. You just gather these balls, wish you back.
You're taking away, the drama. You're taking away the
Consequence.
suspense.
Yeah.
You're taking away everything from the viewer.
Effort.
By making it a projection.
Yeah, it's just he force projected
and
himself
so
to a degree, which he looks like a physical body. Far better than the Force Ghost, but he's only using the Force.
And you notice he looked younger too.
His hair was all combed, and he looked like a ragamuffin the whole movie. Like, what the hell? I got Luke looking all scrappy. Yeah. But anyway,
so y'all know that last scene was terrible. That was the worst shit ever for me. No clashing
in the
lightsabers.
in the sense of a Jedi mind trick, like I said, I think that was dope, but.
And he does this, and it seems to exhaust all his power, and he gives himself up.
He fades away. Yeah, I was shocked to see that.
With no one to witness it.
I was genuinely shocked to see
you're taking the weight of the moment away. Nobody sees him die. Nobody cares. I don't see nobody have no funeral for Luke or no honoring Luke. Like, that fool just faded away into pixie dust, off into the breeze. And they never mention him again. How disrespectful.
Yeah, it's all in poor taste, man. It's almost like the people who wrote the story hated the story.
Hated Luke. Hated all the old characters. Let's just kill these dudes off. Who's next on our list?
Yeah, I heard that Harrison Ford wanted Solo's character to die.
Oh, okay. They should have just brought some new assassin in, some new Sith Lord in to just kill everybody off, and I would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been more entertaining.
Way more entertaining.
All right,
somehow Darth Maul comes back and slaughters everyone.
He does come back. He wasn't dead. He wasn't dead, from what I hear. I don't know, because of this, and I knew we were going to have this conversation, I was doing some research on my own to far more like dedicated Star Wars fans than I am. I'm a Star Wars movie fan. I did not read any of the books. I would like to. I mean, now I guess it doesn't matter because they're saying it's not canon, but still good reads.
Yeah, I would still read them.
Yeah, still good reads. But I'm just saying, as far as the films go, I loved it. I was little when I first saw it. I mean, you know, I'm from the 80s. I was born in the 80s, so I love Star Wars. You know, it was always on TV. Even the time I was a teenager, they kept putting it on TV. So I would always watch it. And then when Phantom Menace came out, I thought they spent way too much time on Tatooine, pod racing and whatnot. And the only thing I really cared about, which was the battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, lasted like 5 minutes, you know. Okay. Then you got Hayden Christensen playing Anakin in the second one, and it was just really romanticized with him and Padme. And
that's sort of the prequels. That's the last.
It wasn't bad. It was just
too much romantic stuff in there. It just missed.
Then you get the Dooku.
It missed on some
and
key.
the Yoda scene.
It missed a bit. It was lacking in a little.
The third one to me is the best one. It is the best one.
I agree.
But of that trilogy at least, because my favorite of all time will always be the Return of the Jedi.
Empire Strikes Back.
It is good. Empire Strikes Back is really good. It's definitely neck and neck with those two films because I just like Luke's character in Return of the Jedi. He's just so confident, and you just look at him and you just look at him and you feel like he can do anything. Like he got it. You know.
Oh, how far we have come from those days.
Yeah, and to get to this point, I mean, you know, I even got the shirt on. I'm gonna rep it. I'm a Star Wars fan, and I'm not gonna hate the franchise because of some poor production. No, it's not the franchise's fault. It's not like Lucas handed them the keys and said, "Do what you want."
Hey, man, he sold it. I'm upset with what they did with it. So I'm upset with the direction
you're upset with the entire lore and history of Star Wars. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, go. Well,
that's why I said. That's why I'm able to rep the shirt.
Hey, I will forever love the trilogy. Okay, the original. I will forever love the prequels. I will forever hate Episode 8.
8 is the worst.
And 7's better than 8, but 7 to a degree, like I said, you done pissed all on that one with what you did in 8. So
yeah, counterintuitive.
You know what I'm saying?
It was really counterintuitive.
Yo, go ahead and grade this so we can, go ahead and grade this.
A final grade, I feel like I have to give it 2 grades.
Go ahead.
To be honest. Because like I said, there's the film lore of Star Wars as a franchise, and then there's just the adaptation of a film, a good film. Like the acting was solid, you know. Like you said, the CGI was solid. There were so many good things about it as a film that just I won't give it 2 grades. I'll just give it 1. But as a link in the Star Wars chain, especially the last link, the weakest link, it was just there was far too many things to excuse and to just dismiss and act like it didn't happen. I wasn't there when my brother ranted, but I felt like I was in spirit because I knew why. I understood.
You were there with a hologram?
I was like Luke in the seat next to you. I was saying, like, I could feel your pain in it because, like, even though I was trying to, like, justify certain things for myself, because I enjoyed it as a film, but I did not like it as a Star Wars movie. So I'm going to have to give it, I'm going to give it a D, bro.
Okay.
Like a D.
All right. Like I mentioned before, guys, I love the trilogies. I like the prequels. And these two were really let down for me. Y'all seen me rant. I really hate this movie. I can't stand this movie. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. Now, there are some positives to it, and since I've been, I've been lighting into it all video. The CGI was great. I enjoyed that, man. Like the places were nice. The places they went to were great. Really beautiful. It had some.
Feel like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I feel like that whole casino thing.
Waste.
That
waste.
Didn't even need to be there.
Just rip that off the page, man. We don't need it.
Didn't even need to be there.
Get that out of here. I didn't like the way that looked, to be honest.
Waste of time.
Didn't like the creatures there. Didn't like that whole, nothing to do with that casino.
It was a waste.
So,
they could have focused more on Ren getting trained or something.
Yes, they could have. Waste of time.
Yeah.
I didn't like how long it dragged out with the train with Ray and Luke. Like, waste of time. Like him just.
There was no development between them.
It was just. Ugh. All right, so. Excuse me.
What's your grade on it?
I graded it a C during my rant. and I have to change that. I have to change that grade because I was in my emotions. It was fresh out of the theater, and for some reason, toward the end of that video, in the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe it could possibly change somehow. Like I was in
Like
such.
if you watched it again,
I was in
I
was in such disbelief on what I saw, and I was in such awe of what they
Star
did.
Wars.
What they did with
Star Wars.
What they did with Star Wars, that I was like, the kid in me was like, no, don't destroy it completely. But I'm destroying this movie completely, man. Hey,
I know what
this
it's
is
gonna
an
get.
F
I knew
minus. F minus.
Fail.
F.
Oh
F,
my
fail.
God. Oh man, that's bad. Man.
Terrible story. Terrible directing. Too many things in this movie didn't make sense.
Or went without explanation.
No character development. Force powers out of nowhere. We don't know what the heck they are. Killing off characters for no reason, just to kill them. Terrible, man. Just terrible all around. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Acting was decent. Okay, I won't give them that.
Was good.
I wasn't mad at the way they were acting. None of that. They did a good job
the
with
direction
their acting.
of the film.
It's just what they had to go on.
Plot, yeah.
What they had to go on. What the director gave them to act out was garbage and booty. So this is a booty movie. It's a booty film.
Trash.
We're gonna just flush this bad boy down the hall. We're gonna flush it. A big
It don't
flush.
even exist, huh?
I'm still. You can tell I'm still upset about
It's
this.
like that turd that just don't go down.
It's a nugget, a little nugget of crap. That
You
keeps
gotta
floating
plunge
back.
that one, man. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah,
so
so-
this is our review on The Last Jedi. The last of whoever wrote that crap, whoever directed that crap.
And real quick, like we have nothing to look forward to. Not that I want to see it.
Oh, like
but there's nothing to look forward to
Yeah.
with where they
No
left
end
this
credit
movie off.
film.
For episode 9. How ridiculous! Throughout.
So to be honest, I'm not even looking forward to it.
I'm not.
I'll watch it, but
hey, we'll
no
review it.
anticipation.
We'll watch it because we'll review it. Okay.
Yeah, there's no
but
anticipation.
Am I by no means excited to go see this movie? You know, I'm not. Feeling it. I'm not feeling it
You
at
won't
all.
feel stoked because
Nah,
of this
man.
trash.
Nah.
The only thing that can
I'm
possibly
expecting to be
change that
disappointed.
perspective is what the trailers will look
I'm
like
expecting
when
to
they
be
start
disappointed.
to put ads out.
And yo, what was up with this little kid at the end of the movie? Force pulling the broom.
Is that what he did?
He brings the broom to him like.
I don't remember that.
Yo, like this is the whole theme. Is like let's do away with all the Jedi crap, and anybody can use the Force. Anybody, it's no longer special anymore. You're just.
Well, there
Y'all
are
messed
people
up, man.
in the Star Wars universe from the beginning that were Force sensitive,
hey,
and people who were not. Just
I'm
like
cool.
Harry Potter had muggles. Or
I'm
whatever.
cool with that, but the way that they're destroying the Jedi name and the Skywalker name, I'm not cool with that.
They're shitting
cool
on the
with that. I'm
franchise
not
for
cool with
sure,
that.
man. It is bad.
Well,
And it's George Lucas's legacy to the film industry, and it's sad to watch it go down in flames. Just like the Titanic, it's sinking, and everybody's screaming and So
Well,
yeah.
Yo, man, we enjoyed doing this. Finally, this Last Jedi discussion for you guys.
We got some other stuff coming up pretty soon.
Thank you so much, everyone who watched the rant. Thank you so much who commented. Thank you for just supporting us.
Like this
please
video,
like
comment,
this video.
share.
Please share this video. Thumbs up, and please comment below. And tell us what you guys think. And are
Give
you
us your grades.
Please put your grades down below. Are you excited for the 9th one? We can speculate on what may happen because, hey, man, that's way up.
That's
in the
actually
air.
not a bad video.
That's way up in the air. We can speculate on
the nonsense of this utter chaos and debauchery.
Can it be saved? Tune in to Dragon Ball.
Right? I mean, damn. Can it be saved? That's the question, man. Like, damn.
So,
All right, well, we'll leave you with that.
Yes.
So Wells Brothers signing out.
Wells Brothers, John,
Dre.
Dre. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.